Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer and welcome to Best Kept Plans. Today we're going to be doing a budget with me for the paycheck that I will be receiving on November 11th, 2021 using the printable version of the Budget by Paycheck Workbook from the Budget Mom. If you are interested in seeing that, please stick around. Because this is the first paycheck for the month of November 2021, I wanted to start this budget with me in the monthly layout of the Budget by Paycheck Workbook from the Budget Mom. I'm actually realizing I have to check a couple of things off on here that have already been taken care of with the last paycheck that I received in October. Again, we are doing a budget with me for the paycheck I am receiving on November 11th, and I will be using that paycheck to pay for most of the things that you see in this dark teal color. I did do a little bit of refinagling of my budgets for the last 2 months of the year, and I'll get into why I did that. So initially, when I did plan on this budget with this paycheck, I was going to pay every bill I had left for the rest of the month. So my Discovery Plus, Netflix, Optimum, Verizon, my church contribution, and my Fed loan, which is my student loan, which I'm actually not paying on right now. But I really don't like paying bills with a paycheck if I've received another paycheck before they're even due. So because of that, I decided that the church contribution and Fed loan payment, again, which isn't actually going to happen, will be paid with the November 25th paycheck. That just seems easier to me. It seems less complicated. I don't want to have money sitting in my account for those 2 weeks. It's going to go to bills that I'm paying after I receive another paycheck. It's like, that's just too confusing for me. So when we get into the budget with me and the paycheck bill tracker, you'll see that these two things are not listed. And I did remember to take into account that I do need to save $15 on the 15th and $15 on the 22nd for the 2021 savings challenges from the Budget Mom, and making sure that my denominations for my cash envelope breakdown allow for this. So I'm going to flip the page for us to get into the paycheck bill tracker. Let me zoom you all on in so that you can clearly see what we have going on here. Again, this is for the paycheck I am receiving on November 11th, 2021. I do always start in the income section of the paycheck bill tracker. And as usual, I have budgeted my income to be a few dollars less than I am anticipating. I always budget my income at $29.35, and it's usually about $5 more than that. For my bills with this paycheck, I will be paying for Discovery Plus, which is $6, Netflix, which is $15. Sorry, I did a little bit of a miswrite on there. My Optimum, which I'm budgeting at $240, and my Verizon, which I am budgeting at $165. If I add up all of those bills together, they do come to $426. And if I subtract that from the $29.35 I am budgeting my income to be, I am left with $25.09. And that is what I'm going to bring down to the envelopes or variable expense section of the paycheck bill tracker. As usual, I have the same categories for my variable expenses, and I have the same budgeted amounts. I always budget $200 for groceries, $50 for eating out, $50 for gas, and $200 for miscellaneous. I have mentioned in the past that some of these things are definitely going to be changing come 2022. I definitely think that I need to bump up my eating out budget a little bit. But one thing I'm also thinking about doing is bumping up my gas budget. And the reason I'm thinking of doing that is because gas prices have continued to rise, and I don't want to put myself in a situation where I don't have enough gas money and I have to pull it from somewhere else. So if I add up those variable expenses, they add up to $500, and if I subtract that from the $25.09 I was left with after my bills, I come out with $2,009. That $2,009 is what I'm going to bring up to the sinking fund section of the paycheck bill tracker. Just like with my variable expenses, I always have the same sinking funds and the same denominations for them. And just like with my variable expenses, some of this is going to be changing come 2022. Pretty much just me deciding to separate this car maintenance category, which currently includes money for maintenance, money for my car insurance, money for my car taxes, and splitting that into two separate envelopes and having one specific car maintenance envelope and the other envelope for my insurance and my taxes. So you will see that come 2022. I always put $50 towards travel, $25 towards Christmas, $15 towards subscriptions, $20 towards medical, $120 towards car maintenance, $20 towards birthdays, and $20 towards holidays. That all adds up to $270. And if I subtract that $270 from the $2,009 I was left with after my bills and my variable expenses, I am left with $1,739. I do not have any debt besides my student loans, and so the extra debt section of the paycheck bill tracker generally stays empty for me. That means that any money I'm left over with after my sinking funds always comes down to the savings section of the paycheck bill tracker, and it is currently all going towards my number one savings goal, which is my house savings goal. So as you can see here, I'm putting the full $1,739 towards my house account. My goal for 2021 was to save $30,000 towards my house savings, and we're getting close to that. We're not there. I don't know that we're going to get there. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm praying that we will, but every little bit counts. So on the 11th, when I get paid, I will be putting $1,739 immediately into my house savings account. If I bring you all over to the cash envelope breakdown section, this generally does stay the same or similar from paycheck to paycheck. And again, I did make sure that the denominations I usually put in here work with the 2021 savings challenges. I always pull those from my miscellaneous envelope. That's where I feel I have the most flexibility, and I didn't have to change or vary from my normal denominations. So I always put two 20s and a 10 towards eating out, a single $50 bill towards gas. For this paycheck, I will be putting a $100 bill, a $50 bill, two 20s and a 10 towards my miscellaneous envelope. And then for my sinking funds, I always do the largest denominations possible. All of that stuff added together does come to $570. So when I'm able to get to the bank on the 11th, that is what I will be pulling out, and that is what we will be stuffing when we do the cash envelope stuffing for this paycheck, which we'll be posting in a couple of days. It feels really good to kind of be in a place right now where I feel like my paychecks are definitely stabilized in a sense. Like I feel like I haven't had anything really pop up lately, and I should probably knock on wood by saying that. But it's nice to be able to put this much towards my house savings. That doesn't always happen, and fingers crossed nothing pops up that's going to prevent me from putting that full amount towards my house savings when I get paid on the 11th. If you all have any questions about the way that I've budgeted this paycheck, please do not hesitate to put them down below. I am going to be discussing with you all on my next Budget With Me a little bit of a change. It won't be reflected in my Budget With Me, but it's definitely something I want to bring up, and I'm really looking forward to talking with you all about that. As always, everyone, please be safe. Bye-bye.